Okay, so I should be coming live soon. Okay, so that is another ad hoc live stream. So the thing I've been trying to, so the thing I've tried to do more now is when I need to do code anyway, if it's appropriate, I'm trying to code it live. So this is kind of the new ad hoc live stream. And the way it works is that it's going to be public for the streaming and for 12 hours. And then it's going to be for the early access members up to 2 days. And then it will be accessible for the live stream members indefinitely. So the early access members, they get early videos and priority comments. And now they also get this kind of early streaming. So that is going to be the goal. And today we're going to talk about we're going to continue the cool kind of Rust XP SQLite, and we're going to do the part 2. So yesterday we did a simple query, and we did a join, and today we're going to do the values and some JSON, and hopefully some JSONB. I just have 1 hour, so we're going to have to do it fast. And then there's a cool thing that I'm starting to do right now, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I put it in the description, but I'm going to put it in the chat here. And that is a live, GitHub branch. So what I have is I have this Jamie Sean channel account on GitHub. And then I put my repos that I do in my channel. So they are not my Jeremy Sean repo, like the one that I really work on is the one that map to a video so that these people can see them. And right now I'm trying to experiment something with today's code. It's going to be pretty cool. Is I'm going to make the code, and I've done a branch which will be only for the live streams until I finish this video. And the goal of this branch is to allow you guys to follow along in a way. So we would code it, and then when I'm happy, I'm going to commit it, push it, and then you will be able to do a git pull and do your own thing on your side during the live. We'll see if it works, so this is the thing I've been working this morning. It could be pretty cool. Okay. Then just one little more things on the stream here. The way that I'm structuring all of this live stream is I have these ad hoc streams. This is this one. And those are not scheduled, or they will be scheduled sometime, perhaps in a day's notice or whatever, but it's basically what I need to code. And this is the thing I said earlier, when they are available for whom. And then we have the live streams, and those are doing the members polling, and then they are scheduled, and they are focused on production coding and architecture. We might talk to production coding when I'm going to update the Rust web app or whatever, but this is where we really have those discussions, and we do also live coding. So that is the way it's structured. So enough talking here, and we are going to go back to this one. And so that said, what we did yesterday is this repo, and I've put the link of the things of the branch, because the main branch, I will do a full video. So the idea of the stream is that it's code that I need to create anyway to do my video. So it's kind of the making of the Rust SQLite video in a way. And I do that live. And I'm going to push the last commit, and everything is up to date. So you should have, if you are on a GC live branch, this commit, the CD2 join, and this one. And then the initial one, which is on main as well. So that is the thing. So now I'm going to quit that, and I'm going to do a quick review of what we did, and it's actually pretty cool. So if you were not there yesterday, this is the way it works. So it's with Rust Sqlite, and the goal of these videos, and the videos that I'm going to put on my YouTube channel, obviously, is going to be to explain Rust SQLite with Rust. And SQLite with Rust is amazing, so I would recommend it. It's if you need it for your desktop apps or mobile app, or you need it in the cloud edge, where you need to have an edge that just need kind of a cache, but bigger than memory and have query kind of stuff. This could be an awesome solution. So the way it works here is on the cargo, we have a couple of things. And so I like to put unsafe, that we're going to comment that as we go along. We're going to uncomment that, sorry. So like this is, we don't have the warning. Actually, I can, yeah, we don't have the warning. We'll clean up later. And then we have the Rust Sqlite, and we're using the latest one. So it's pretty cool. It's the latest one. So I think they are using the latest SQLite. So that was a pretty fast release on this one. And then we have tabled. This is just for a pretty print. I will show you the code, but it allows us to print a table in a nice way. So that is, you don't need that when you do SQLite. It's just, you know, for the debug in a way. So the way it works is we have our C01 simple right now, print hello world to make sure that things works. And then we have this way where you create the connection. The amazing stuff, I mean, the cool stuff with Rust Sqlite and SQLite is, I think you just do that and you just do a path and you literally put the path of your database. So I put underscore such as it doesn't go to the Git by default. That's my Git ignore. And then my DB, not DB3. And if I do that, I will remove it later. But if I do that, it will create the files. It is pretty cool. Apparently it doesn't, something is missing. Okay, pass. Okay, sorry. I think it's not pass, it's probably. Oh, well, that is alive. Give me a sec. And that is something I need to fix in my little thing. Open. Sorry about that. It's open, it's not pass. So it's open. So you open, it makes sense, you open the file. And then when you do that, and now we're going to do a C. So I have a cargo watch. So I use cargo watch or bacon. We can use bacon actually. Bacon run -- thank you, Colin Bond, for the channel here. So I'm trying the new live kind of thing. So I hope that is cool too. And I really enjoy it. And I think with this live branch, it's going to be super cool. So bacon run -- example C01 simple. And you can see my video. I did a quick video on bacon. Bacon is pretty cool. I still use cargo watch for test because with the -- no capture, bacon is trying to do smart things and not that smart, at least for me. But bacon is awesome. So I use that and that will run this. And so now we have these kind of things. And actually, it's something I don't like. I don't like noise. So I do a quiet. No, that is fair enough. What? Oh, yeah, sorry. So that has nothing with the quiet. It's because we have the database and we do a create, it complains. So that's why, and so he created the my DB3. So it's pretty cool. So that's why usually when I learn, because the two are so close to each other, I do the memory. So like this, we're sure that we're on a fresh start. So now that will work. Boom. Okay. So print hello world, it was just to make sure that it works. And you will see the initial commit. I have this way when I'm learning a new library. So all of this ad hoc live stream is a way I learn. I mean, is a way I learn a new crates, is a way I code. I'm sharing, I'm trying to share, and I'm getting used to it. I'm trying to share the way that I think and I code. And it's not to say that I code and I think better. It's just that cherry pick what works for you. And at the end of the day, we are not the boss of our brain. And so the goal is to let the brain work efficiently and trying to cherry pick what we have from other places to say, oh, that is a pretty cool technique. I think my brain will be happy with it. So that is the way I think. I mean, and I don't have bipolar disorder, I think, but this is, yeah, I'm not the boss of my brain. So the thing I'm saying is to say that here I open the memory, we create a table here, super simple. Then we do an insert, and And in the previous live stream, which is now is going to become for live stream member only, but we saw that the difference between strict and not strict. And I'm going to do a little quick overview here. When we do a strict, it means that the types in the database are strict, which means that you are sure that year of birth, ID, or name will be text, integer, and this one will be blob. So the database, the SQLite, won't try to be smart about, or won't try to be relaxed, I guess, or HTML5 mode, where you say, well, year of birth is integer, but if someone give me a string, then it will be a string. That is terrible. What strict doesn't do, because we are still in the SQLite kind of world, and I think it's fine in this use case. I mean, obviously, I have the greatest respect for these developers. I mean, those are top-notch stuff. So now the thing is that strict doesn't mean that I cannot give, you see, here I do year of birth. It does not mean, oh, year of birth has to be a number. I can actually put a text as long as it can coalesce. I don't know if coalesce is the right word, but as long as it can coalesce. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the chat here. I need to fix that. But that is one problem I have with my little chat here. I need to think about this. Let me actually, I think I can do something to this. Yeah. I'm going to do that for now. That's going to solve it. So the thing here is I've put a string, and if I put a string and I press save, so with bacon run, then it will work. And make sure that it works. That is not the old one, 2200. And the way it works in SQLite is if it can coalesce or, serialize into the type of the database, is happy, doesn't complain. So you can send string. But at least you are sure that that is an integer. Okay? Now, if we were going to not put strict, we do that, that will work. So that we're going to change this guy like this. That will still be a number. Yeah, so in my print here, we still have an integer because it can do it. But look at this. If I do something like that, then boom, it puts string in it. So now the type here is text. That is pretty bad. I mean, it's pretty bad. I understand why they did that, because they wanted to be, was more kind of personal database or something like that. But this, I'm very glad that they have added strict, which for me, every time I create a table, I will never not do a strict one. And then that will work. And typically, I will do a number just to do the same. So that is a strict kind of things. And again, the nice things about here in this file is I have the flexibility of doing whatever, of learning like this. Yeah. So before, in the video yesterday, I had this in my, and we'll see that later for the join. We have this create into a utility, into our libs here, which is our seed. But for simple, I like to have it there because like this, we can experiment and learn like that. And sometimes you forget things, you have to go back and look for it. So this is a nice way. And then for the select, we just prepare the statement. I never do statement with value inside. That I never do. So I always look for the SQL driver or whatever to make sure we can prepare things. So that is the way you prepare. You can do like that. This is a name one. You can do the question mark as well. But this one allows you to do a name and then the value. And that will get there. And then that's the way you iterate. Take the row and then print a row. That is the thing. And so that is very cool. And this one is a utility that I put into seed. I have also a little crate that I put on crate.io, but I think I'm going to keep it there in a way. I put it on dbprint, sorry. And that allows us to see the code and learn it and have it, everything self-contained in a way. And so this is where we can print a table, we can print a select, and both of them get the rows, and then when they get the rows, they call print rows. And that is where the magic is, where you can get the statement of the rows, and then you can get the column name, and then with the column name, you can iterate through the value, and then I'm using the table builder, this guy, the guy that we have there, such as we can do the nice little print table. So that is very cool because when we learn, we can print and we have this little format. So in the C01 simple, I left this to show how it works. And then I also do a print table. Very simple. So this is pretty cool. And that is what we did. I'm going to make sure that I didn't restore. I don't need to do the thing. Okay. So that is pretty cool. And now what we're going to do is we're going to review the join. So in the join, we did the print hello world. We can remove that. Oh yeah, okay, I removed this. That's fine. Remember now. We create the schema. So in this case, and so this is a way I like to learn is I use the examples to learn one thing at a time. Yeah, so smart at one thing, dumb at everything else, in a way. And then also I use that, the lib, to say if I want to share things, such as I don't have to repeat all the time things, this is where I put my lib. My result, I did a video for that. My error best practices is I don't use anyhow. I don't think anyhow. I mean, for me at least, it's kind of an anti-pattern because then you are not in the Rust way. You are in the Rust plus minus something. Might be good for certain case. For me, the boxed-in error is so flexible. That is what I like to start with, to have this loose thing. And then I just change that with my own error. And I can even have the from string and the from string and the from str and everything. So it's super progressive in a way. So I did a video for that. So for my lib, I use that and export it, such as everybody has it. And then on this one, this is my style. Yeah. I like to have DB utils. I don't need to expose to the color the hierarchy just for code organization. This is not for namespacing. Everything flat on DB utils, I'm happy. So this is why I do a pub use like that. So I re-export them, I flatten them out. But then I have the things that seed. Right now it's just the create table. So I seed the schema in a way. And then I have the DB print, which is the thing that we just saw. So that is the way it works. So it's pretty cool on that. Now, if we go to this one, and I'm going to do, so if you saw the link here on the top, this guy, git c, remove. So we're going to do a couple of things actually. This couple of things I want to do, it's just because I'm a little bit OCD. So I'm going to do a code clean. So when I code, when I learn, I don't have to have all of this warning. Before commit, I like to clean stuff up. Yeah, so this one is good because, yeah, we just print the row, we don't print the tables. We'll see why later. And then here we don't need this row because we pass it there. Yeah. So what we have done here is we created a schema. We created schema there, and we created an organization, and we created person. So this is a person. And in this design, often I like to have a person can belong to multiple organizations when I do my multi-tenant. There's multiple ways of doing it. But having a person or a user being able to belong to multi-tenant allows you to have, if you don't have that, then you corner your application quite a bit. But sometimes it might be required. And so that is a way. So usually I wouldn't have a many-to-one. I will have a many-to-many another table. But for this example here on this XP Rust Sqlite, we'll do that. So we have person, point to org ID, and over there. That is what we did over here. I wanted to code, and now I'm explaining. Oh, interesting. So YouTube Premium. So you don't need Premium, but you need to join. So that's pretty bad. Oh my, sorry, I need my brush crash sometime. I don't know why. YouTube Premium and joining channels don't work in my country. Is it possible you post your live video on Patreon so everyone can support you there? Yeah, so it's funny because I had Patreon and then I moved to YouTube thing. I think it's good. Yeah, I should do that. Let me think about it. Yeah, I will. I don't want to fragment too much my. I want to focus on one thing because if I focus on too many things, so I want to give it a try to this YouTube membership. But yeah, I think that might be a good idea. I need to see how I can upload to Patreon. And then I'm building my strategy here these days. So thank you a lot for the feedback. And I'm sorry about that. So hopefully you can watch this stream. So this is why I stream public as well, such as you guys. I'm trying to give as much value to as many people as possible. And so here we prepare, we do the insert, then we have Jen, Mike, Paul, Pierre to be American and French as well. And then we have the insert. And we are saying here, I'm just setting up an org ID only for the odd number. That is a silly one, but this is what I do. So now when we do a bacon, so if I do my bacon run, so you know me, I always have aliases. So I have a bacon. I do this, boom. And that is because I have the warning, sorry. So this is why I don't like warnings, because there's a lot of noise. I'm going to clean this one and okay, good. So that is what we have. And so then we only get Jen and Paul, which is the odd number. It's not the odd number on the index. It's not the odd number on the ID, because the ID starts at 1. So that we have this, and so this works pretty well. And so I'm going to do a git-c code clean. And we do a GPO. So if you have the things live, you should get this commit now. So that's pretty cool. And one thing I'm going to do now is I like to do that to own stuff. In fact, I should have done it as part of the code clean in this kind of scenario, such as we don't have that, but that's fine. So now we have that. We are going to do the third one I want to show is how we are going to do values. So this is cute in a way, but you know the value, you have the SQL, and everything is very static in a way. So what we're going to want is to have something a little bit more dynamic. So we're going to take this one, duplicate it, and do a C3, and I'm going to call it values. I need to find a better name. There's these weird things in VS Code where you have to close it and reopen it. And in this one, I'm going to create the schema. So like this, I don't have things. Yeah, that will be in a video. Yeah, the question here is, this will be a video, right? Yes, it will be a video, hopefully 20 to 30 minutes. And I will condense it, or it might be 40 minutes, and it will be a public video like the other videos. Yeah, so the live stream, this is a making of in a way, and it's also good to get the syncing and everything. So they are much longer, and I'm going to have to stop in 30 minutes, but 40 minutes, but I'm going to have more of those, just the building of. So this I'm doing that live, and then I prepare the video, and then I will release it as a public one. For this live session. Sometimes I have live session, like one thing I want to add to DVI is something very cool with Lua. That won't probably make a video, because my DVI videos are not really people, but it's fine, I don't take it personally. So the DVI might just be kind of a live stream to show how to do things. That I do this so when I add features. I'm trying to do it live now. So we're going to create the schema. We're going to create, and so now we're not going to do the join anymore. So let's remove all of this. We're just going to create the schema. So I had an old thing here. So I'm looking at my old code. I mean, I can show it. It's smaller, but so that was the old SQLite, Rust Sqlite. And but I decided to do the live here. So this is what I had before. I had the 4 row. And so I'm thinking now, because I'm making these videos, I want to make the story more clear. This, in a way, this one is called my JC one. This is actually what I use to learn Rust Sqlite. Yeah. And then I have CQuery and ModQL, but those guys will probably be in another video because it's more involved. But the point is, on this one, I put the values, I insert 5 rows. And then the trick was is to show how the value system of Rust Sqlite. And this is important, yeah, because you're not going to write, usually you are going to build your values, at least for insert and update. You want to build kind of a vector of columns and value. Yeah? So that is what you want to do. And this is a way it will work in a real case. And this is a way it works with my ModQL and everything, because you get something and you write a macro, whatever, that extracts the data from a struct, and then you want to inject it. So this is what we want to do. Now, the thing I'm asking in my head is to say, why did I create many people like that? I'm not really sure. Insert into agent, and then insert. So we're going to do that, because that is important to know how to do the value business. And it's important because it teaches the value things here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually keep this guy, which is that. Well, actually, here's the thing I could do. That will be a good step forward on this guy. So now we're going to say, let's say, so result will have things static, because here it's a reference and things. So we're cheating in many ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to create let objects. It's not really object because I don't want to do a struct and everything. We can do that later. Maybe, I don't know. And then I will do a vect. I'm thinking about, should I do a struct or not? So the thing that goes to my head is here is to say, well, do I add more complexity and saying struct here, and then do I put a struct? I mean, the cool thing with Rust is you can put a struct in a function. So I could do a struct here and then create a struct, or is it okay to say, persons? And that will be a vect. So like this, I don't have to create a type. And then I will do, yeah, but then it's not good, because I will do a I64 for the org ID, because I don't want to set the ID. The ID should be a SQLite business. And that will be a string, but then it will be converted. So probably I do something like that. I say type, struct. No, sorry. Struct. Yeah, okay, person. And then we're going to have org ID, I64, and name. And that will be a string. And in fact, this one, we're going to put it optional. Okay, so this is going to be the things. The only thing I don't like about this is that now we're going to have to ping pong to get the stuff, but might be okay. So let's press save to make sure that that compiles. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to do a let persons, okay? And that will be, well, we're going to do it like that, like person. I'm not very happy of my stuff here because now I'm introducing a struct and things it doesn't have. I'm not happy with that. And the reason why I'm going to explain, the reason why is because the things that I want to show here is that if you have, no, but I'm not doing the right thing here. This is not what I had before. So what I had, I'm sorry. Hey, so what I had, I'm sorry here. I'm getting, because I'm doing what, don't want to say it in a bad way, but I do it what everybody is doing, which is you start with a struct and everything. You have to decouple it. What you have first at the lower level, you have name values, name value, and you need to be able to answer that. Now, how you get this name value? Is it from a struct? Is it from a JSON and stuff? It's a different story. Okay? So in this value here, I don't want to introduce the concept of struct because the goal is not to go from a struct from a name value. It's really to have name values. So in fact, name values. I don't know if you do or we do a key value, name value list. Okay, that's a weird one. But that will be a vect. Okay, and that will be a string. So I got confused here. This is what I want at this level. Then later, we can say, hey, now that we know how to do that, how do you get the name value from a struct? But the two are decoupled. Yeah, you don't want to couple them because sometimes you might not need it from a struct. And this is what I have with ModQL. I have the concept of field, and a field is a name and a value. So we're going to do name is string, and the value, so this is the thing here that we learn in this example. So I'm telling my story in my head. This one, that is a Rust type. And so this is a name value that one stuff. So there's no chain, there's not this kind of things here. And this, we need to create that. So this one, I'm going to go back to my old code. And what I have, what do I have here? Name and which update set agent. The thing I don't understand here is that updated all of the agents. So it's kind of work. Yeah, this is, I learned what I had to learn, but it was a weird way of doing it. So, okay. Okay, so I'm going, so that is the challenge here to do the live. I'm telling you. So perhaps we're going to still do this guy on top because we have an update. So I'm going to say, seed users, and that will move it to the users later. We'll see. And then on this guy, so this should work. Yeah, so if I do this, yeah, okay. I don't have the org ID. That's fine. And here, if we do org ID, we need to do option and of 64, because otherwise it doesn't know what is the stuff. So now that will work. And if we do a beacon a beacon run example. This is all 3 values. Then I should have nothing because I didn't do anything. Then I print table connection person. Okay, so now I should have new. Okay, that's fine. Now, what we're going to do is our value business, and we're going to say, okay, and we're going to hard code it for now. It's going to be ugly. So we're going to say person ID equal 1. And remember, because we have the database over there in memory, then everything is in memory anyway. So every time we press refresh, everything is restarted. So it's nice. And so the things that I want to show is to say, how can we have a name value, name, which is a colon name, value, which is a value of the things, kind of an array. The way you do it in Rust, because everything is strongly typed, you have to have a value. So the value that we have here is not a set value. It's a value from, it doesn't show it. If we click there, you're going to see that it's a value of Rust Sqlite. And they had to do that because you had to show, you have to have your own value, such as you own it and you can do the from and everything from everything else. Yeah. So now that we have this, we're going to say, let's say that we want to update for the person 1, the org ID 1. So right now there's not a foreign key, so it's not going to complain. So it's not very nice, but correct. And so the way I'm doing it right now is I'm trying to build the simple story where for that feature, what is the least I can learn to make that point. And so this is my goal of my example. This is why it's taking a little bit time here in my brain. So the things that we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, org ID is going to be this, and the value is going to be, it doesn't come. Okay, fair enough. No, it should be, I don't know why it doesn't, I'm going to have an integer like that. The way it doesn't work. I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3 because to show. Oh yeah, okay, sorry about that. That will be a toString. So the story here, I'm trying to make the story in my head. So sometime when I want to force the formatting, I do a comment like that. And then I'm going to do a name. There's one thing I really wish Rust will have, and I'm not mad at them. I love the Rust guys, but it's something like this where we can do a S and then it's a toString because it's or S or whatever they want. But this like 10 characters or whatever it is, it's like, it's annoying. And then it would have become idiomatic and people would have known it. And they were F string already in Python. So that wouldn't have been a problem, I think. So, and then this one, the name, we do a value text. And I'm going to do new name. New name 101. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So right now it's not to make something that makes sense from a logic standpoint, it's just to make it work. And the reason here is I want my own value, such as I can, move it to threads or do all this kind of things. This is what I want to learn. So I want to create a query that takes these kind of dynamic values. So this is super important. So now I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go back to this one because I already did it. And so here's a way that it works. I'm going to copy that there's a small code here. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to copy these guys. And then things. And when I learn by myself these kind of things, I have to jump quite a bit, between the doc and the stuff, or sometimes I go and click on the thing. So this one took me a little while to understand. I mean, with everything, this always takes a little while. So the only thing that we do here, and in a way, we didn't have to have this, but this is a more natural way of storing your data, name value, things. And in fact, yeah, it's name value. So you have name value. So that would be a field. You could create that as a type if you wanted. And you have the name at the beginning, and then you have the values there. Now, the things that we're going to need, we're going to prepare the statement with only the names. And then we're going to execute the statement with only the values. That's the way it works. Now, because we have the same number of names of values, everything will be happy because then it's question mark. So that is a way that prepare statement works in many databases. Yeah. So the thing is, we can do, sorry about that. So the thing that we can do is the unzip means that it would take the tuple and then unzip it into two vectors. So, and it consumes it. Yeah. And then it does the stuff. Here I do a clone. I wouldn't need to do a clone, I think. Let's not do a clone. Let's do an into iter. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So I did a clone because I wanted to clone, but here I want to do into iter to make sure that we do not require to do iter. You can consume it if you wanted. So we consume it and we get the value. So there's no new allocation except of the two vectors, obviously. So one, we lost one and we created two. Now, the second one here is to create this kind of the column, because the things that we're going to call here, so we're still in SQL. So we're not going to create a SQL builder. We're not going to use a SQL builder at this stage. We're not using an ORM, so we're creating our own SQL from the data. That is a practice I like a lot. So I like SQL builders when they are well done. I use Rust Sqlite right now, which is pretty good. The problem of Rust Sqlite is when you have join, it becomes super hard to read. And when you see the alternative in a pure clean SQL, is so much more readable. And readability impacts readability of the code. So yes, it's fully typed in one way, but it's so hard to read that it's hard to miss stuff as well, a join or things or whatever. So there's pros and cons in both. Right now is SQL. I'm trying to think if there is something which is more text-based, but still struct-driven in a way, without being an ORM. So the difference for me between an ORM and not an ORM is that an ORM is you have your type, which is the exhaustive representation of your database with the join rules and everything. So you add all the decorators in Java or whatever, or you add all of these decorators, whatever your annotations, whatever you want to call them, macros and so on, to give more types, such as you have the type which is missing from your type system that the database needs, such as you can create and do those things. The problem of that, I think it put the burden in the wrong place, and then it kind of deadlocked my experience for production application. It makes the beginning easier and the end or the following much harder. So that is the thing I don't like. So anyway, this I talk a lot, I talk too much in this video, but we're making progress a little bit. I'm going to have to go very soon because I have another live stream, a scheduled one with the members. So in SQL here, we do the update agent set, and so we do that. So the goal here of this was just to make sure that we put the quotes and we put the question mark. And so like this, we create the right things there. Okay, so this is a good one. I don't need that. And now on this guy, the goal is to get all of the values such as we can do the print table. So this is what we're doing. So here we're creating a stuff, so we can do like, let me do something. I think we can do something like that, step by step. And it's actually, that is the way I will code. Yeah, because anyway, I'm not the boss of my brain, so I want to keep my brain happy, and my brain is happy when it sees something working. So I will do something like that, and I will say, oh, okay, that seems to be a good SQL. It's good. Yeah. So I will say, this is good. This is what I want. And now I need to create the dynamic values, which is a val. I can do the values. And that could be, we can rename that the calls. I say colon, but it could be the colon, okay? And then we do a dynamic. So this is the type that we need now, this toSQL, and that is a Rust Sqlite type. And that again, CRD and, you know, anything you use libraries like that treat value, you will always have in Lua also is the same thing. Yeah, you have a from and a to kind of things. It's often you have this trait that they implement that you can implement on your type, and then it allows the library to implement them in foreign types that they don't own. If they were only going from, then the library will be stuck because it couldn't implement a from. There's some from that they wouldn't be able to implement. Yeah, on XML type. Yeah, because from is XML in a way, is standard lib. And then if you want to have a from on an XML type, there's things that you cannot do. So you often have to do the to and the from. So we do the toSQL like that. And then that will make it such as now we have a toSQL, a vector of dynamic of references. So it's a box, yeah, in a way. It's similar to box. And then we have a vector of reference of toSQL. And that is what this guy needs, I thought. Oh, sorry. Values. And then you have to do the things like this. I think you can do. Sometimes that works as well. So you can do either the derive like that, or you derive it and then re-ref it like that. So this both works. And then you go there and it's the param. So that is what took me a little bit of time here to understand this kind of things here, because P is params. Params is this. So it took a little bit of time, but it's done for you here. So this is the things here. You get the toSQL, get the vector of values, and then we execute it. So that is no such table agent. That's fair enough. We're going to do person. And that is going to be brute force. Yeah, this is not what I'm going to keep. It's what we're going to do and the session, the live stream today. But I need to think about a better story here, because this one here, what we're doing is pretty bad. We're updating everybody because there's no where clauses. So boom, everybody has org 1, 2, 3 and the new one. Now, in fact, we could do actually this where, interesting. Well, let's try to do that. Okay, this is cool. That will be the last one here. So now, obviously I don't want that. So what I would like to do is to say, well, now I want to add the where clause. Yeah, okay, I have a pretty cool story on this one. So the where clause is going to be the ID equal question mark. So we're not going to, if we run it, this is not going to work because it needs another one. So now what we can do is just take our, okay. I'm trying to see. So what we need to do is basically take this guy, and this is why I had the clone almost. we need to take this guy and we need to add just one guy. So it's going to be weird because I'm going to do it here, but it's not what we want. But it's, if I put ID, toString, that might be good. I'm thinking about the story of my video. So this is why I'm not sure I want to go there, because it looks so, I would like to show it the two steps in a way. Because in one step, you have the update, and then you have the other step, which is almost, when you do a SQL builder, this is what you're doing. But that's fine for now. So we do the integer, and we do the person 1. Oh, person 1, person ID. Sorry about that. Yeah, it doesn't work because here I'm doing this. So this wouldn't work. So I have to be creative here. Okay, so I want to make it work before I end the stream. So the thing here, it doesn't work because it is adding it there, and so I added it back there, and so he's not happy because I do this. So that is building the columns. And then after we add the thing, so I think is we do a values like that. In fact, the right way is we have this. Yeah, we have the SQL like that. So we build the value. So that is we build the column, and then we build the where clause. So I think I'm going to structure it like that. And that will be that let SQL. I'm going to do a format. SQL. Where, so that will take this guy, and where ID equal question mark. And now, you guessed it, I need to add one guy over there. The trick is that it's a reference kind of business, which is okay because the vars is still in scope, so we're happy. So I'm not going to take a risk here in front of the live stream. So I'm going to create a value here, which is actually going to be our person ID. Oh, that looks. And then we do person ID 1. That should work. We'll complain again because I don't have enough, but that's fine. Because now we're going to do a value push. And so here it's a reference of value, and then we do an action like that. So I'm doing a push, reference of value. Might be a smarter way. Yeah, person ID. Okay, I'm sorry for the one that saw the mistake here. I fix it eventually. I'm sorry. When people see the mistake, they say, what are you doing? So that's it. Works. That is actually pretty cool. So it looks simple and useless like that, but what we did here and what we learned is actually pretty cool. Because what we've learned is to say we can, here we have enough of knowledge to build our own SQL builder in a way. Because we know now to say, oh, okay, cool. You know, I could have a things where you say, hey, if you build an update, you give me the column you want, the name value that you want to update, and you give me the where clause. And if you give me the where clause, then I can recreate. I mean, here we could have done a loop as well, yeah? And it does the thing, so it doesn't have to know his ID, obviously. And then you do the where clause, and then you can execute it. So this is pretty cool. And with that, I'm going to back here. I'm going to remove that. So before commit, this is my stuff. I like to clean things. Why does this one is complaining? Oh, okay, yeah, fine. I'm going to do a question mark over there. And then I'm going to clean some of the stuff there. And this one, I don't know why I had that before. Oh yeah, because I had the odd number here. I didn't care about the odd number. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't know if we should. This is might move that on the stuff, but doesn't matter. Okay, and then that's it. So I like this reflex to clean it because Clippy Clean is honestly it's awesome. So I'm uncommenting it here only because I am on an XP, and then the next stuff I don't want the errors, but usually I keep it commented unless I do something where it gets too much noise. So git log, I have the code clean, git add, and git c, which is git commit -m, and then I'm going to say C03 values. Put a dot to say minor. I could have plus here. Well, actually a plus would be good. It's an addition. And then that's it. And if you go git push GPO, git push oranges, boom, you get it on your side. And that is pretty cool. So you have it. Go back up into my things here. I put you, and it's in the description. And it says things. This live is going to go public. So the ID is, for the one that hasn't followed here, that is the things now that I'm trying to do here, just to, make everybody happy. I do these ad hoc live streams, and those guys are live for doing streaming, public for streamings, and 12 hours, such as if people, they can watch it if they have to go back to work, yeah, because we all don't want to penalize the people that have to go back to meetings. I hate meetings, but and then early access streaming plus 2 days. So usually the early access didn't have access to streaming, but now this ad hoc live stream, they have access as well. And then obviously the live stream member will have access later. And the goal again is I have 2 things in my 2 membership here. Is the one here, which is the ad hoc live stream, which is the thing I just talked about, and the one that is the production, the live stream. And those guys are scheduled. I poll the members to get the topics they want to talk about. It's scheduled and it's focused on production coding and things. Those guys here, the ad hoc, is what I need to code anyway. So I do it live because now I'm starting to enjoy it. I hope it adds values. I might schedule them a little bit more, but not polling. I will just say, hey, I'm going to do that at 2 p.m. today. But if they are scheduled, they are going to be scheduled within an hour or 2, because sometimes I don't know. It depends on my meetings. Yeah. So hopefully that was helpful. Feel free to send back comment in the comment section on the Discord. I think there should be a link on the description. And then also on email if you want, jeremy.chon@gmail.com. And until next one, happy coding.